Hey guys, sorry if I sounded a bit tired in my last video. I kind of was. Hopefully this one will be a bit better. Anyway, I'll be reviewing the GNY 001F Gundam Astraea Type-F, piloted by Von Spack in the Gundam 00F. There is a white variation of this kit, which is just the original Astraea. I have lined my kit a bit, but this is pretty much as it appears right out of the box. Mechanically, this kit is the same as the Exia, which makes sense because the Astraea is the Exia's predecessor. The box comes with all of the parts to make an Exia, and there are also parts for conversion to Astraea too, but the differences are obviously less dramatic. I'll go over these parts in more detail later on, along with the accessories. And the box is also a bit larger to accommodate 5 plates, with 1.5 of them being dedicated completely to weapons. Similarly, half of the instructions are for building the suit, which is kind of surprising since, you buy a kit for the mobile suit. The sticker sheet is pretty big, but sadly the condenser decals here are not very detailed, but they still look pretty alright on the suit. Here is a Gundam marker for size, as always. The neck has 2 ball joints, so you get a very good range of motion. But the head has these 2 long spurs on them, and the chest fins don't move like they do on the Exia. And so you have to be very delicate when posing with the head. I mean, it will go where you want it to, like all the way to the left or to the right. But if you're not careful, you could end up snapping the fins here. If you look at the head on the box, the faceplate is a clear black color, but the color of the faceplate that comes with the kit is green. There's also no sticker for the eyes underneath the faceplate, so you're going to have to paint that yourself. An articulation at the shoulder is handled by a polycap inside the chest, a polycap inside the upper arm, and an ABS part that connects them and the chest binder here. There's a ball joint at the bottom, and that allows it to move very smoothly as you move the arm, and you get quite a bit of rotation up, down, forwards, back. See? And the shoulder is completely unhindered to move left, forward, and back, and the arm can move out this far from the body. The arm rotates unobstructed right above the elbow, and the elbow will give you about a right bend, a little bit more. And the wrist is a ball joint as usual, but there isn't a polycap inside here. Instead, you have an ABS part, and you can pull the wrist out so you can get more mobility, or you can lock it in so it's nice and stable when it's holding heavier weapons. The waist has a ball joint and polycap, and that gives it pretty free rotation left and right, and just a bit of bend, but you don't really see it that much. The front skirts come together as one piece, but you can separate them in the middle so they move independently. The back skirt, as usual, is static. As you can see, there is no side skirt, but the leg can't really take advantage of that because the hip joint and the thigh are molded together as one piece, so you're neither going to get a lot of rotation, and nor is the leg going to come out very far. Like from center, that's about as far as it's going to go. However, the connecting link between the 2 legs is on a ball joint, so it does wiggle a bit, like you can see there. And with that, and the skirts out of the way, you can move the leg this far forward and this far back before it stops by the back skirt. The knee has 2 joints, one in here and one in here, and there are no polycaps, so it's just plastic on plastic, and this arrangement allows the leg to almost do a full bend, which is really nice. The ankle has a swivel inside here that will let you go forwards and back, and there is a ball joint here, but it doesn't allow you to go side to side very far. But you will have pretty free rotation all the way around, and this top flap here will move out of the way for you to have the foot all the way forward. Super sexy close-up sequence, go! The box advertises 9 unique weapons for this model, and that's quite a lot already, but because this kit includes Exia's parts, it comes with all of Exia's weapons too. So here is everything that you will get. You get 4 beam saber handles and 2 clear pink beams, as well as the 1 single colored beam that you get with Exia. You also get the Jian long and short blades, as well as the hard points for mounting on the hips. Next is the Jian beam rifle, which is relatively featureless. You just have 3 pieces, the barrel here and the 2 sides. There's a peg here that will let you mount the gun into the hard points that go on the hips. Next up is the Jian hand missile, which is made of a part on the front, part in the middle, part on the back, a handle, and a peg for mounting on the hard points on the elbows and knees. Next we have the Astraea's first heavy gun, I guess, and it's the Jian launcher. The handle here swivels, and the back here bends up and down and it rotates. This piece here actually goes into the chest where the fins go, so you would pull one of those out and put this in. The other heavy gun is the Jian bazooka. The stock extends, and there are handles on both sides that swing out. It's a bit of a stretch, but the mobile suit will be able to hold this weapon with both hands. Then is the Jian hammer. Here you can see 2 pegs on each side of different sizes, and this will allow it to mount both on the hip hardpoint or the hardpoint on the elbows and knees. The front end here detaches, and you can put it on the end of this wire here, which is rubber coated or wrapped around copper. And you stick one end in there and the other end in here, and you get a flail-like weapon. There are 2 Jian pistols, and they both have opening holsters that open just like that, and you pull it out like this. The pegs here will allow these holsters to mount on the knees or on the elbows. Then we have the Proto Jian sword, and this is basically Astraea's big sword. The blade flips out like this, as you expect, and there's a handle on the top that flips out like that. This brace around here wraps around the forearm, and the 2 sides here can be interchanged, so you can fit this on either side. Now we have Exia's Jian sword, which is pretty familiar to anyone who's seen it before, obviously. The sword springs forward, the handle here swings forwards and back, and this little bracket here spins. It just hooks onto the arm here, and the hand holds the handle. Next are the 2 Jian shields. This one here is the Astraea's, and it has a red piece here and a dark red piece here, and you have a polycap in the middle there, and this brace just attaches onto the top of the forearm. This is the Jian shield from Exia, and it's just dark red with an ABS back and the same piece to attach it to the arm. It doesn't come with the sticker for the top of the shield though, so it's just going to be one color unless you want to paint it yourself. And the kit is actually short 1 polycap for you to be able to use both shields. I have a spare polycap from another kit in here. And the missing polycap, for those interested, is polycap A, which is this one, that comes from number 123. Now all of that comes to a grand total of 17 weapons from just this kit. And there are also cosmetic parts to build this kit into the Astraea F2 or just a regular Exia. The extra parts include chest vents, swinging chest fins, the collar piece in dark red, which is the same collar piece, it's just different color. You get the abdominal piece, which is a slightly different sculpt in dark red. You also get the shoulders. You get a GN drive extra head, a complete extra head from Exia. You get the front skirts that are triangular instead of the squarish ones on the Astraea. You get an extra crotch plate, an extra open hand, the beam saber attachments from Exia that go on the back skirt, the extra parts for the condensers, an extra V-fin for the F2 Astraea. This is an insane amount of accessories for just one kit, and a high-grade kit at that. With just the stuff in this box, you can build any Exia variant you can think of, outfit it with any weapon you want, and it'll pull off almost any pose you can imagine. And its engineering is absolutely amazing. For the most part, its articulation is on par with the Master Grade, with none of the drawbacks, like the heavy price tag and wobbly ankles. The Master Grade has swiveling hips and a double jointed elbow, but the arm doesn't bend much farther because of the design of the forearm, and the hip mount mechanism is extremely flimsy. The knee is almost exactly the same, and the chest is all the same articulated detail, except for the cockpit, of course. All of this comes at a very reasonable 1,800 yen, and that's an absolute steal for all of the wonderful mechanics, the numerous weapons, and copious cosmetic parts. Next to the Avalanche Exia, this is the Exia mold to buy. You buy the Avalanche for the armor up, and you buy this for all the accessories. I really can't recommend this enough for its incredible engineering and incredible value. Forget all the other Exia variants, just do yourself a favor and buy yourself an Astraea Type-F. If you like this mobile suit, you won't regret this purchase one bit. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Drop me your comments and suggestions for future videos, and I'll see you all next time.